Hey everyone, so I spent last weekend with a group of friends, people I've known for years, and at some point in the weekend, one of the guys started talking. He said he wasn't really excited about much lately, like he couldn't get pumped about anything. Now this is a guy who has genuinely, honestly done everything right. He's got a good marriage, great kids, nice house, work's going well, and he acknowledged all that. And from the outside, and honestly from the inside too, he had checked every single box he had set out to check in his life, and he wasn't feeling it. But here's a detail that really stayed with me. He said he felt guilty saying it out loud, like he had no right to feel that way. Like there was something wrong with him for not waking up every day, feeling grateful and energized by all of it. I didn't say much in the moment, I just listened to him, but I kept thinking about it on the way home. And I want to talk about it today because I think a lot of physicians are sitting with some version of that exact feeling. I think the way most people try to solve it is by reaching a higher number, a new milestone. Personally, I don't think that's going to work. Now, if that's something that resonates with you a bit, stay with me, stay tuned.
Welcome to the Passive Income MD podcast, where we talk about creating your ideal life through multiple streams of income. If you enjoy hearing about this stuff, make sure to hit subscribe. Now let's get on with the show.
So there's this concept I've talked about before called the arrival fallacy. And the idea is simple. It's a belief that when you reach a certain point, you'll finally feel the way you've always expected to feel, like happy, settled, fulfilled, like you made it. And most of us in medicine have lived inside of this framework for a long time. I mean, I'll feel set when I get into medical school, right? Or I'll feel set when I match or when I finish residency. Maybe I'll feel set when I get into fellowship, when I become an attending, when I make partner. And I've said versions of all of those things to myself at each of those milestones. And I think you probably did too. And here's what I remember about finally making partner. I mean, I was definitely proud. I was excited. I had worked a ton of nights, weekends, missed events with my family. I told myself it was temporary, right? That it would all be worth it when I got there to that point. And then I got there. What was promised, maybe this feeling of being more in control, maybe a real say in how I live my life, that didn't seem to materialize. And I remember sitting with this thought that, again, I didn't really say out loud to anyone at the time. I thought, like, is this it? Is this what I was working toward all the time that I put in? And that feeling, I think that's what my friend was describing at that mastermind. And I recognize it immediately because I've been there myself. So the question is, why doesn't more money fix it? And I want to give you a couple, actually 3 honest answers, not frameworks, just what I've observed in my own life and in the lives of a lot of physicians I've talked to over the years. The first is that the problem usually isn't financial. What most physicians describe when they're in this place, and I hear it over and over again in our community, it comes down to a few things. They feel like they have less control over how they practice than they expected. They feel like their identity, it's really nailed down and it's narrowed. Like they're just one thing now, and really just that one thing. And they feel like time is going somewhere maybe they didn't choose. And more income doesn't help there, doesn't touch any of that. In fact, it often makes it worse because a higher income usually means more of the same system, feeling even more trapped, more hours, more volume, more of the thing that's already feeling, again, like a trap. And I think a lot of physicians know this intellectually, but the income milestone still feels like the most obvious lever to pull or to go for. And so, yeah, they pull it and the feeling doesn't go anywhere. It still sits with you. The second is that lifestyle just catches up fast and quietly. The income goes up, the overhead and expenses follow, the bigger house, maybe private school, the trips that have just become part of the routine. And before long, that floor where you feel comfortable has moved up too. And again, you're not in a worse position. In fact, you're in a better position, but you're also not more free. Like that gap between where you are and where you have real options, it doesn't feel like it's closed. It's just shifted to a higher number. And I've watched this happen to people I respect. I mean, again, I felt it myself in certain seasons of life. I mean, you hit the goal you set and reset it higher almost automatically. And at some point, you just start to wonder if chasing the number is actually the game, or just the way that you're avoiding, I don't know, a harder question.
Joining a mastermind group was a pivotal moment in my life. Within the first year, my income tripled, and by year 4, it had increased 20-fold. But the benefits went far beyond financial gains. I found myself surrounded by a network of like-minded individuals, forming connections that would become lifelong friendships. And the collective wisdom and support from this community played a crucial role in my success and personal development. From these amazing experiences, I felt a strong desire to create a similar community for my colleagues and peers, and that's you. That's why I launched Momentum MD Mastermind. People have been asking what this is. Momentum MD, or MMD for short, is designed to offer the same transformational powers in both personal and professional growth that I've experienced. It's not just about increasing your income. It's about creating this amazing environment where you can thrive, learn, and grow alongside other ambitious and supportive like-minded individuals. MMD provides a space where members can share their challenges, celebrate their victories, and push each other and keep each other accountable to reach new heights. It's about building a network of professionals who are committed to helping each other succeed. We focus on actionable strategies, accountability, and fostering an environment of continuous improvement. So whether you're looking to advance in your career, start a new venture, or simply find more balance and fulfillment in your life, MMD is here to support you every step of the way. Now, if this resonates with you in some way and you're interested in learning more, we'd love to hear from you. To learn more about the Momentum MD Mastermind and to pre-apply for a call with us, please visit MomentumMD.com. Let's see how we can help elevate your life to the next level. There are limited spots, so don't wait. Take the first step towards your transformation today. You won't regret it.
Now, the third thing is the one that I keep coming back to. And I think it's the most honest. For most of us, the hunt, the pursuit, knocking down goals, like that was the point. That was the fun part. And maybe not in some cynical way, but I want you to think about it. Physicians spend 10, 15, 20 years just going forward. Great forward motion, because there's always the next thing, the next milestone, the next level to reach. That chase that you were on, it's not just coming from external pressure. It was just the way it was structured. It was your identity, like growing, building. It was like that engine running underneath everything you did. So getting into med school, matching into the right program, again, making it through residency, landing that job, like each one meant something. Each one had a cool feeling attached to it. And then you arrive and the checklist doesn't feel done. It feels like, what's next? And then weird sort of like quiet sets in. And that can be really uncomfortable for you when you've been wired to just keep moving, to keep pushing for 20 plus years. Now, my friend that was in that mastermind, like he wasn't broken. He wasn't necessarily, ungrateful. In fact, I think he's one of the most self-aware, hardworking people I know. That very natural disorientation of just being a high achieving person who had just run out of things to chase. And nobody, not in med school, not in residency, not anywhere in our training had ever told him that arriving might feel like that. Now, the guilt he felt was a bit misdirected. He thought something was wrong with him. I think what was actually happening is that the game that he had been playing was actually done, was over in some way, and he hadn't figured out what the next one looked like yet. I think this is why I talk about passive income the way I do, because I don't think the goal is a number. The goal is this concept of decoupling. Like when your income is no longer entirely dependent on you being in a clinical setting every day, like something starts to shift. Like you start to have options. You can practice differently. You can say no to things that aren't working and be okay with it. Like you can stay in medicine because you genuinely want to, not because you have no other choices. And that shift, that feeling of like, I get to do it instead of like, I have to do it. That's where the feeling most people are chasing actually lives. Like it's not at like a higher salary. It's not at a decision point, but getting to that decision point, it requires building something alongside of medicine, I believe, not instead of it. And that was definitely true for me. And I've watched it be true for a lot of physicians in our community who came in thinking they were solving a money problem and found out that they were really solving like a life problem, a freedom problem. So if any of this like resonates with you, if it's landed for you in any way, here's where I'd suggest starting. Not with a new income target, but maybe just with a more honest question. Like, what would have to be true for this next chapter of your life to feel like something that you actually chose, something that you intentionally chased after? Like, I know that question is a little bit harder to answer than maybe it sounds. Like, it requires you to stop playing the old game, to think about whether the old game is even the right one to play anymore. Take a moment to think about that. Share this with a friend who might be sitting with the same thing quietly. Start that conversation. You'd be surprised how many people are going through it. And it just helps to talk about this out loud. And I hope this honestly reaches the people who need it. I've been there. Many of my friends are there. And I appreciate you listening this week. So thanks for being here. I'll see you next week. Let's talk again soon.
enjoy the show? Let me know by dropping a review in the podcast app you're listening to us in. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit subscribe. Join thousands of physicians who are also on this journey to creating their ideal lives through multiple streams of income. Learn more at our website, passiveincomemd.com. Thanks again for allowing me to be a part of your journey. See you next time.